They say the ocean never returns what it takes, but what if one day it did? In 1925, the SS Cotopaxi, a proud cargo ship carrying coal and 32 men, vanished without a trace while sailing through the infamous waters of the Bermuda Triangle. Nearly 90 years later, a ghostly ship was spotted drifting off the coast of Cuba, rusted, empty, and frozen in time. When authorities boarded it, what they found sent chills down their spines. Could this be the Cotopaxi somehow returned from the depths after nearly a century? This is the chilling tale of a ship swallowed by the sea, and the legend that refused to stay buried. The year was 1925. The SS Cotopaxi, a 250-foot steam-powered freighter owned by the Clinchfield Navigation Company, stood as a proud example of early 20th century maritime engineering, built to carry tons of heavy cargo across the vast Atlantic. She was considered strong, dependable, and seaworthy, a vessel trusted by her crew and company alike. On the crisp morning of November 29, 1925, the Cotopaxi departed from the port of Charleston, South Carolina, her bow cutting confidently through the calm Atlantic waters. Her destination was Havana, Cuba, a routine voyage expected to last only a few days. The ship's cargo consisted of coal, neatly packed and secured in her hold. Aboard were 32 men under the command of Captain W.J. Meyer, an experienced mariner known for his steady leadership and calmness under pressure. At first, everything seemed normal. The weather was mild, the skies were clear, and the ocean shimmered in the morning light. But somewhere along the journey, the calm began to fade. After 2 days at sea, the Cotopaxi transmitted her final radio message, reporting rough seas and water rapidly flooding the cargo hold. The situation was deteriorating, but that message would be the last anyone ever heard from her. In the days that followed, the Cotopaxi failed to reach Havana. Search efforts turned up nothing, and no trace of the freighter or her crew. It was as though the ocean itself had reached up and pulled her into the depths, vanishing without explanation in a region that would later become infamous as the Bermuda Triangle. The disappearance of the Cotopaxi wasn't just another maritime tragedy. It fit into a growing and deeply unsettling pattern. Throughout the early 20th century, ships and aircraft had been mysteriously vanishing within a particular region of the Atlantic Ocean. It stretched roughly between Florida, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico, a vast triangular area that sailors spoke of in hushed tones. That region would come to be known as the Bermuda Triangle. Stories of compasses spinning wildly, radios going silent, and vessels vanishing without a trace began to circulate among seafarers. Some dismissed it all as superstition, but others swore the area was cursed, a graveyard for ships that dared to cross it. The Cotopaxi's disappearance added fuel to that growing legend. For years, theories flooded in, each one more mysterious than the last. Some believed a powerful storm had struck suddenly, swallowing the ship before anyone could react. Others suggested the freighter suffered an engine failure, drifting helplessly into the open sea until it succumbed to the waves. But then came the more extraordinary explanations, whispers of strange magnetic fields that could distort instruments, time warps that could trap ships between dimensions, and even alien abductions pulling vessels into the sky. The Cotopaxi soon became one of the Triangle's most famous ghost ships, a vessel said to be lost not just in the ocean, but in time itself. As the decades rolled on, her name drifted into maritime folklore, a haunting symbol of the unknown forces that might lurk beneath those mysterious waters. And then, almost 90 years later, something remarkable happened, a discovery that would change everything we thought we knew about the fate of the Cotopaxi. In May of 2015, an ordinary day for the Cuban Coast Guard suddenly turned into something extraordinary. Their radar systems detected an unidentified vessel slowly drifting into Cuban waters, showing no signs of communication or intent. As patrol boats were dispatched to investigate, the crew aboard them stared in disbelief. The ship on the horizon looked like something out of another century, its metal hull corroded, its structure battered by time, and not a single soul visible on deck. Repeated radio calls went unanswered. The vessel moved silently, carried only by the wind and waves. When Cuban authorities finally boarded it, they were met with an eerie stillness. Inside, it felt as though time had frozen decades ago. Tables were overturned, rusted equipment lay scattered across the floors, and personal belongings of long-gone sailors remained untouched, as if the crew had simply vanished mid-voyage. In the cargo hold, the remnants of old coal still sat piled where it had been loaded nearly a century earlier. Then came the chilling discovery. On the weathered hull, just beneath layers of rust and marine growth, faint letters could still be seen. C-O-T-O-P-A-X-I. The world erupted in shock. News outlets everywhere reported the unbelievable story. Ghost ship reappears after 90 years, and Bermuda Triangle vessel found near Cuba. Could it be true? Had the SS Cotopaxi, lost since 1925, really resurfaced after nearly a century at sea? Theories and speculation exploded overnight, reigniting the mystery of the Bermuda Triangle and leaving millions to wonder whether the legendary ship had somehow found its way back from the depths of time itself. After nearly a century of speculation, mystery, and myth, the Cotopaxi's real fate was finally uncovered. It turned out the truth had been lying quietly beneath the waves all along. Back in 1985, divers discovered an unidentified shipwreck off the coast of St. Augustine, Florida. The wreck was badly deteriorated, its structure broken and buried under layers of sand and coral. For decades, no one could say for certain which vessel it was. Some believed it to be an ordinary freighter, while others dared to hope it might be the legendary Cotopaxi, the ghost ship of the Bermuda Triangle. Then, in 2020, marine archaeologists re-examined the site with advanced sonar mapping and historical records. After years of study, they made a groundbreaking announcement. The wreck did indeed belong to the SS Cotopaxi. The discovery brought a bittersweet closure to one of maritime history's greatest mysteries. The Cotopaxi hadn't crossed into another dimension or traveled through time. Instead, she had met a tragic but earthly end. Caught in a powerful storm only days after departing Charleston, she sank roughly 35 miles off the Florida coast, taking her 32 crewmen with her, where she remained undisturbed for almost 100 years. The truth may have stripped away the legend, but it also honored the reality, a reminder that even the most enduring mysteries can eventually be solved when science, patience, and history come together. Even though the truth of the Cotopaxi was finally revealed, her legend refused to fade away. In many ways, the real story is every bit as haunting as the myth that surrounded it. A crew of hard-working men, setting sail with confidence and purpose, only to be caught in a violent storm they could never escape. 32 lives lost to the unforgiving sea, their families left behind, waiting for word that would never come. It's easy to understand why people were drawn to the supernatural version of events. The idea of a ghost ship drifting through time, reappearing after 90 years, speaks to something deep within us. Our endless curiosity about the unknown, our fear of nature's power, and our need to find meaning in tragedy. The story of the Cotopaxi became more than a maritime mystery. It became a symbol of the thin line between reality and legend, fact and imagination. The ocean has always blurred that line. Its depths conceal both truth and myth, and every shipwreck becomes a whisper of something otherworldly. A broken compass becomes a sign of mystery. A lost signal becomes the seed of a story passed down for generations. The Cotopaxi, whether remembered as a ghost ship or a storm-wrecked freighter, continues to remind us of one timeless truth. The sea still holds secrets beyond our reach. Even in an age of satellites, sonar, and science, there are places where human understanding ends and wonder begins. And somewhere, beneath the waves, the spirit of the Cotopaxi still drifts, a haunting echo of the ocean's eternal mystery. So, what really happened to the SS Cotopaxi? She didn't vanish into another dimension or slip through a mysterious portal. She sank in a violent storm, swallowed by the Atlantic just days after setting sail. And maybe that's what makes her story truly haunting, because behind every legend are real people, brave sailors, desperate families, and lives forever changed by the sea. The Cotopaxi may never have returned, but her memory still drifts in the waves, reminding us that truth can be just as chilling as myth. The ocean still keeps its secrets, but how many more stories like this are waiting to be uncovered? If you love uncovering the mysteries of the deep, make sure to like, subscribe, and dive with us into more lost legends of the sea.